I believe that there is nothing else other than Bitcoin today worthy of a long-term hold. Did you hear what I said? Oh, traders, did you hear what I said? I'm going to repeat this. I believe that as of today, because we have Bitcoin, now that we have Bitcoin, there is nothing else on planet Earth, nothing else available to the human species that is worthy of a long-term hold. Some people might argue, well, Oliver, there's diversification. What about diversifying? Diversify to what? Like, dude, Bitcoin is so far ahead of everything else that everything else doesn't even know Bitcoin is in the race. You know how like number one in a race can get so far ahead that number two thinks they're number one because they don't see number one anymore? Oh, wow, no one's in front of me. I guess I'm number one. That's the freaking NASDAQ. 16% annualized gains, and that's not sustainable. But 16% annualized gains over the past 10 years, 16%? Are you kidding me? Bitcoin does that in a day, can do that in a day. We're talking millions and millions of percent versus second place, 16%? What? Like, when you diversify, guys, things that are relatively close, you understand? You don't diversify yourself out of the number one winner if that number one winner is so far in a different galaxy that it's not even fair to make a comparison. So don't diversify, concentrate. Put all your, I am telling you this. All right. I guess to be fully responsible, I should tell you that I'm not giving you financial advice. But I will say this. What I had my kids do, I had my kids put everything, all of their eggs, their entire trust funds in Bitcoin. All of it, 100%. Do you understand? 100%. After decades of having a diversified trust fund, 100% in Bitcoin. So putting all your eggs in one basket and watching that basket very closely, but knowing you've got the right basket. To me, it makes zero sense to take away the opportunity that number one offers, the number one that's in a different galaxy. Diversification is not totally bad, but I've never been a big believer in wide diversification. I've been a big believer in concentration, and it served me very well throughout my professional life. And so I'm not a diversifier. I'm a concentrator. Do you understand? And I've done this before. I had periods where I had 100% of my assets practically in Microsoft. Then I had practically 100% in Apple. And then I moved from almost 100% in Apple to Amazon. Do you understand? And then I moved from almost 100% in Amazon to the next big play was gold. And then the next big play was NVIDIA. But all the way back in 2010, you guys are talking about NVIDIA now. I've been in NVIDIA since 2010. My traders can tell you here. So, and of course, now the next one rolling into is Bitcoin. I've done these concentrated bets my whole life, and they've served me extraordinarily well. But I think Bitcoin is the mega one, guys. This is the mega one. Like it is practically already put everything I've ever done to shame. And it's just getting started. There's no need to put into anything else long term. Now, can you play other things medium term, short term? Absolutely. I do that every day. I'm talking about long term and continuing to add to it long term. No, 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 no. Why take that firepower away from number one? Why do that for number 20 and number 30 and number 17 and number 10? Why? It's stupid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Does this make sense? No one's going to speak to you this directly because it's taboo. It's taboo. Oliver, diversification, diversification. They just parrot these words that they've heard all their lives without really thinking of it. Diversification is an excuse for a lack of talent. All the successful market players I've ever come in contact with throughout my 4 decades of Wall Street experience, all of them, they were never diversifiers. They were concentrated bettors. They put the work in to find the very best thing and they concentrated. Nobody diversified. That's what they teach the retail crowd. Yeah, diversify. Because if I get you to go into 15 different things, I get 15 different commissions. But I can't make commissions if you just buy one thing. Bitcoin, that's it. Where are my commissions going to come from? Can you talk more about the process of how it will work to borrow against your Bitcoin from beginning to end, how to pick a company? Do they actually hold it? Guys, I don't want to go into great detail with this because this is a topic that I have pounded the table on for quite some time. I believe that I have taught for a very long time, even before there was Bitcoin, people. I've taught my traders that wealthy people do not sell hard assets, not very frequently. Wealthy people don't sell, they borrow. We live in a debt-based society. So the way you win in a debt-based society is to use debt. Poor people sell. Do you understand me? I've taught this for decades. Do you understand? I've taught my baby traders who started making money, I've taught them these wealth concepts. You don't sell. I'm not talking about trading for income. I'm talking about when you go into real assets, when you're socking away and building your wealth through real assets, you don't sell them. You borrow against them. You live from the borrowings against them. Why? Because you don't want to get rid of an appreciating asset, one that will appreciate forever. Why give that to someone? Keep that. Well, how are you going to live? You live by borrowing against this asset that will rise in value forever. Why would you live off of it? Because it's not taxable. Do you understand this? Wealthy people try not to be taxed as much as possible. So they live off of borrowed money. All right. So how do they borrow money? They have assets that are that they can use as collateral. What's the best asset? What's becoming the best asset in the world as collateral? Bitcoin. Bitcoin is becoming the apex collateral, becoming the premier pristine collateral in the world. Why? Because it has no third-party risk. All other collaterals have third-party risk. It has no nation-state threats against it. It trades 24 hours a day. It's highly liquid and it's globally desired. You can sell $1 million worth of Bitcoin on a Sunday morning over a freaking cup of coffee. Try doing that with a building on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. I got to get out of my building. It's Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Can I get out of this building, please? All right. So There is no better collateral in the world than Bitcoin. And financial organizations today are scrambling to custody Bitcoin and to be able to build these types of financial services with collateralized Bitcoin. And so, guys, in the next 2 years, you will have red carpets rolled out in front of you. People will be begging, dying, in fact, begging you to come through the door. Let us show you what we can do for you now that you are a Bitcoiner, or you're a Bitcoiner. Well, come this way. And at the end of the walkway will be a table, a desk with Dom Perignon waiting to say, what in the world do you want? Anything your heart desires. You're a Bitcoiner. You think I'm joking? You think I'm being facetious? You're going to see. You're going to see. The third layer on top of Bitcoin, because money is a layered system, people. The third layer is financial services. So you got layer one, base layer money, that's Bitcoin. Layer two, the quicker and speedier moving of that base layer money over space. That is what the purpose of a layer two is. Base layer one money is not supposed to be fast. Don't let the shitcoiners fool you. Base layer money is supposed to be slow. The foundation of an entire building is not supposed to be fast. It's supposed to be freaking rock solid. The base layer foundation of the globe's monetary system is not, you don't want that to be fast. You don't want that to be very athletic. You want that to be standing still. Stand still. Don't move. Be sturdy. Be solid. Be immovable. So Bitcoin is base layer money. You don't want the speed there. The speed will help sacrifice its foundational aspects. You don't want that. The second layer, you can bring speed. You want to bring speed? Keep that base layer secure. Second layer, that's layer two. Layer three is services, loans, collateralized this, that's coming. And it's going to come to every financial institution on planet Earth. And it is at this stage that you're going to realize how elite Bitcoin holders are. But Oliver, I'm an ETF holder. Okay, cool. But you're not as elite as a real Bitcoin holder. You're going to find out. You're going to find out the difference in a very big way. Is your shit accessible on Sunday morning, 9:30 over a cup of coffee? Oliver, I have the Bitcoin ETF. All right. Yeah, but is it accessible to you at 9:30 on a Sunday morning over a cup of coffee and with your friends? No. Do you still have to seek permission to get it, to sell it, to do anything with it? Yes, that's not Bitcoin. So you're going to find out, especially when layer three starts being mapped out, and it's currently in the process, you're going to find out the difference between a real holder of Bitcoin and paper Bitcoiners. You're going to find out that difference huge. And you're going to wish that if you don't have the real thing, you're going to wish you did the real thing. You're going to wish, and it's going to be too late, because it's going to be so high in price that your little $100 DCA later is going to do so little for you. You're going to curse the day you didn't get real Bitcoin in self-custody. I promise you this. Just like every cycle in the past, there's thousands of people who are cursing every single day they wake up. Do you understand? Every single day they wake up, they curse it because they had Bitcoin and now they don't.